Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86. Here you will find everything from your favorite characters, from anime, series or movies, such as figures, statues, trading cards, and other limited special edition items. I will show you everything that is included. For example, we will discuss the design of the box, how it's packaged, the design of the figure, the articulation points, the accessories that are included, and we will see our favorite characters in special scenes. And you never know, you might see other characters make special guest appearances, so you can decide whether it's worth getting or not. Subscribe and join me on new weekly adventures. Now let's start the show. Let's go. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86, and today from Spider-Man Brand New Day, I present to you the Spider-Man combo container. This combo container was offered by Cinemark and Marcus Theatres. As you see, it comes in this brown box, and looking at the inside, this is how it is packaged. So there is some minor assembly required, as you can see. Look into the details, you can see the straw, you can see the popcorn container, and then you can see the base. So to my understanding is this combo container is supposed to be not only a popcorn bucket, but it is also supposed to be a cup. Upon removing the content from the box, it comes broken up into 3 pieces. The forearm and the spider web are packaged in their own individual plastic bags. Then you have the mega straw that I think should have been packaged in a plastic bag as well, because that is the one piece you're going to be drinking out of. So just make sure that you wash it off before use. Well, I stand corrected. It is actually 4 different pieces. Once I took the spider web out of the bag, it came with an extra straw piece. So as you probably just noticed, there will be some minor assembly required, but this thing is huge. I also flipped the Spider-Man wrist just so you can see the other side of it. Here you can see the web shooter cartridge. Here's a quick pass of the instructions. The first section shows you a layout of all the components that make up the Spider-Man combo container. So in the diagram, it's got the different labels for all the individual pieces. Then it shows you how to assemble it. Step 1 shows how to attach the web into the hand. Then it shows you how to attach the straws and the different little pieces. On the back side of the instructions, it shows you how to clean it. And finally, it gives you a couple warnings. They even give you the model number, like you're gonna return it. Looking at the specs for the Spider-Man mixed container, you'll realize that the container for the popcorn is 65 ounces and the bottle with the straw is 24 ounces. Everything is made out of ABS, PPP, and PE. And I know that some of you are going to ask me how tall it is. So without including the straw, it is about 14 inches tall. But if you include it with the straw, you're looking at about 18 inches. As far as the width goes, it is about 14 inches from the longest point. So the main company that did this was Golden Link. And you can see there the website and their contact information. So this was produced and designed by Golden Link, and it was distributed to Cinemark and Marcus Theatres. And here's the 360 of the Spider-Man combo container. Again, as mentioned, this is both a popcorn bucket and it's also a cup. Assembling the whole container, I disassembled the cup section just so you could see it, since that was already pre-assembled. Once you take the cup portion out of it, it is actually 5 pieces. So assembling the whole thing was very easy. There wasn't anything difficult. I really like the design features that they put on the webbing. You can see all the ribs showing the spider web as it expands on the special web shot. The design for the Spider-Man is just a typical one, so you see all the web ribbon design that is used in the Spider-Man suit. But if you look at the web cartridge, on mine you can see that it's got some scuff marks just to give it a worn out look, and I think that is across all these containers, just to give it a sense of reality that it's been constantly been used, so it's not a fresh one that came out of the box. The one flaw that I did see is you get that little section of the thick straw piece that's supposed to keep the popcorn away from entering the cup section of the bucket, But one thing that I noticed is because of that height, there's still a gap between the bigger straw and the inner straw. So my suggestion would be don't fill it all the way with the popcorn as shown in the advertisement pictures, because you're gonna get some of the popcorn dust, or the smaller pieces of the popcorn will go into the cup. But design wise, I really like the execution that they did here. You have the Spider-Man forearm that is actually a 1:1 scale. So on this design, you have this web cartridge shooting the web, where the web becomes the popcorn holder portion of it and the forearm becomes the cup. But design wise, I like what they did here. Execution wise is really good. And honestly, out of all the accessories, because there were many, to me this one was the better one. And depending on which theater you went to, each theater was given different merchandise based on their supplier. And this one, to my knowledge, was only available for Cinemark and Marcus Theatres. And as you can see, there were plenty of them that went around. For example, you had the wall crawler popcorn 10, which had a Spider-Man figure attached to it, and the rest of it was the popcorn bucket in similar style of a typical building. He's up there by the fire escape. Then there was another one that was a Spider-Man bucket, which showed some good details on the Spider-Man eyes. Then you had a 32-ounce 3D mask bottle. Another one was the Spider-Man head. You had the head as the popcorn bucket, and you also had another one that was basically the Spider-Man suit that was also a bucket. Then you had a popcorn tub with the lid showing Spider-Man hanging down, and there was a bunch of different types of cups with toppers showing Spider-Man doing different poses. And there was also another one with a 32-ounce cup, which was color changing. So again, there was dozens of theater merchandise that you could purchase to enjoy the Spider-Man experience. Here's a close-up so you can see in more detail the features that were included in the web cartridge. As mentioned, you can see that it looks very dirty with scuff marks, just to show that it has been used continuously. And then you can see the little mechanisms from where it combines the two chemical solutions to create the webbing. And then towards the center, it goes into the web portion of the design. In the web design, you can see that it's got the spider ribbing just to show how the web starts to expand as it's coming from the cartridge. Once you go into the top, you see the inner layout, and this is where I was referring to, where you have a gap between the outer straw portion and the inner straw. This is where I think that you will actually get some of the smaller popcorn pieces try to make their way into the cup portion of the container. And from here you can kind of get an idea of the volume of how much popcorn you could actually get. Then going around, you have the design features of the Spider-Man suit, and you can see some of the ribbing layout that they did to show the texture of the Spider-Man suit. Out of all the other theater merchandise, to me this one really stood out for the Spider-Man Brand New Day movie feature. And in case you haven't checked it out, I suggest you go see it. It's a must-have. Hopefully by the time you're looking at this review, you have already seen the movie, because it's a really good one. And on top of that, if you notice, there's been a Spider-Man fever on this channel lately. If you reference all the last videos that I've done for the last several weeks, they were all featuring Spider-Man. So if you haven't checked out those videos, I suggest you go check them out as well. I don't know about if this was given in all the theaters, but the one that I went to, they were giving out these Spider-Man pins. It's nothing too major or great, but it is something. I mean, most theaters, they don't really give you anything free now. Everything is always upcharged and everything. So seeing little things like this start to make a comeback is actually good. I remember before when the theaters would actually give you something just for being in the theater. So this is one of those that you get for free when you enter the theater. This is all I have for you today. If you like what you have seen, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I'll see you next week with a brand new one. Thank you and bye.